Good morning, everybody. Did you think I was going to oversleep this morning? I just had to. I had to get some things together. I'm not too late, am I? Well, a couple minutes. Good morning. Happy New Year's Eve day. Today is the 7th day of Christmas, if you count the first day of Christmas as the 25th. So, Happy New Year, everybody, or Happy New Year's Eve. This is the beginning of the Streamathon. Let me put you guys up. I have to plug you in and put you up on the stand. So hold the minute. You're plugged in. And I'm going to put you way up here. Whoa, don't drop you. It's 4:30 in the morning. You're not ready for a fall. Nope. Good morning, everybody. Let me situate my camera here and zoom in. Okay. You know, I don't know if I put the time. Did I put the time of the giveaway in my title? I don't think I did because I created my title before I created the time, figured out what time. So I had said 5:30. I think I'm going to make it 6:30 Central, which would be 7 Eastern for the giveaway. We're having a giveaway today. They were helping me through the one I did last night. We are giving away this sampler. Beautiful sampler. Let me get my... So we have a wonderful, wonderful stream. New Year's Eve stream. It's going to last all day today, all through the night, and into tomorrow morning, clear until 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And, well, really, probably 6 and after, because Lori is Paintgirlee, is going to round it up, and she'll come on at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. And I want to welcome you all in. Let's just give Lori the biggest thank you for putting this all together, because if it wouldn't be for her, we would not be having a Streamathon this year. We would not be having a Streamathon if it were not for Lori, because Meri was wiped out and no one else was really stepping up to the plate. I think they thought that it would just happen, you know, and we really didn't announce that. I didn't announce it, and Lori had emailed me and said, "Are you going to do the Streamathon this year?" And I'm going, I'm pooped. I'm tired. I don't think I can handle it this year. And she stepped up to the plate and got everybody together and handled all the coordination and dealt with all the idiosyncrasies of YouTube. And let me get out here. So let's give Lori the biggest yay applause. And oh, I got 2923. Oh, my title is 2923. It's supposed to be 2023. I'll have to fix that after I stream this morning. Well, we're only like what, 900 years ahead of our time? How is that for for being forward looking? I will fix that error. I can't do it while I'm online, but I'll fix it when I will fix it when I after I stream. Let's zoom out a little here. Zoop, zoop. Maybe one more. So welcome everybody. Let's welcome the folks coming in. Let me go clear up to the top. Let me set my chat. It always takes me a few minutes to get organized here. Please bear with me. Quality is set at 240 on my laptop. Okay. And let me refresh my chat. And let me go clear up to the top and start welcoming folks in. Takes me a minute. Oh, it's good to see all of you. I tell you, that alarm went off and I had to go, what day is it today? What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, I'm going to go back to sleep. No, you can't do that. You got to get up. Hi, Jasper. Good morning, Jasper. She says, I'm up and I got my coffee and I'm going to get some crafts and I'm going to Happy New Year. That's the attitude. There's Lori. Good morning, Lori. Lori goes, oh no, Mary's not going to make it. She's going to sleep till 10 in the morning and I'm going to have to find somebody at 4:30 in the morning to step in for her. I think I probably gave Lori a little bit of a morning wake up herself. Hi, Randy Rabbit. Good morning, Randy. Randy is a late night person. Sometimes when I'm up real early in the morning, I'll bop on to not to look for channels, but maybe to check my email or something. My YouTube would be up, and there's Randy. Randy and her friends. She's got some late night friends joining her. So if you're ever up in the wee hours of the night, want to go into a stream, you might check to see if Randy Rabbit is on. Hi, Raul. Raul is fairly new to our community. Raul is from Barcelona, Spain. How does that? We're just, it's so interesting to have people from over on the other side of the world. Raul says, I think we can call him, he said you can call me R.A., so I don't know if it's Ra. He said it's pronounced like the, what is it, the Egyptian god or something? I just call him Raul. He says, hello, everyone. I wish you a happy new year and lots of health and creativity. Now, I think, aren't you ahead of us? Or are you behind us? I think you're behind us about 6 hours. You have to add 6. No, you're ahead of us. Let me figure this out. Janet Nash is on at 9 Eastern. And it's 8 Eastern for me. It's 8 Eastern for me. I don't know what time she goes in. Are you ahead of us or behind us, Raul? What time is it in Barcelona? And there's Lina. Good morning, Lina. Happy New Year to you. She says, I have to go, but I wanted to come in and say a quick hello and throw a thumbs up. And I think she's probably gone, but Happy New Year, Lina. We're so glad that Lina can join us. She's been having a lot of trouble with her hands, but she's going to stream. So we'll be sure and catch her. And by the way, the schedule is in the description box below if you're curious about who's streaming. And it's all over the place. It's all over the place. It's on several groups and it's on community tabs. And I don't know if anybody put it on Instagram because I haven't been out. I only go out to Instagram these days to catch the group messages. So I haven't been following it. Every now and then I'll go out and catch Becky when she posts and Arlene posts on Instagram. There's Arlene. Good morning, Arlene. Arlene's the early bird here. Arlene was up late last night helping Meri host. I kept thinking, Arlene needs to go to bed, Meri. There's Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Good morning, Kimberly. Happy New Year. Let's see. Rob and Arlene and Kimberly and Teresa. Good morning, Teresa, the lonesome dove. Oh, let's just put our hugs around Teresa and tell her how much we care for her. And then, by the way, I want to say that if you're alone on the holiday, then any holiday, but if you're alone this weekend, don't sit in your room and feel sorry for yourself. Come out and join us. You know, just being in the presence of other people, even virtually, sometimes can really cheer up a situation. Barbara Clark! Barbara Clark! What are you doing up so early? Barbara Clark, it is, it's 4:30 here or 4:40, almost 4:45, so that would mean it would be, what, 2:45, a quarter till 3? Barbara Clark says, I gotta go sleep in. She says, hi, Mary. I'm saying happy Streamathon, and then I'm gonna go sleep in. I hope. Good morning, Barbara. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for all for popping in so early in the morning. Amber's here. She says, hi, guys. I'm still at work. Amber must work the late night hours. She says, I'm at work, but I'll be back when I get home about a half an hour. Oh, Mary will probably still be chattering. Hi, Deb. Artsology. Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen you in 2 coons ages. Deb is artsology. And boy, I'll tell you, Deb, we want to see more of you. If you're listening out there, Happy New Year. It's so good to see you. And there's Brenda A. Good morning, Brenda. And Rhonda. Can't forget Rhonda. Good morning, Rhonda. Rhonda and Arlene are just about there every morning. They're here when I stream, sometimes before I even get on. And I really appreciate my early birds. Hi, Icy. Good morning, Icy. Good morning, good morning. She says, good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. Jasper says, I'm back. Happy New Year, everybody. Kimberly's here. Kimberly's another early bird. And Cheryl, what are you doing up? Cheryl usually pops in later in the mornings, but she's here this morning. I think a lot of you set your alarm clocks this morning. Jasper's here. Deb, isn't this a beautiful sampler? We're going to give this away at 6 o'clock Central. That'll be 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. So we're going to give this away. I will stream this morning until 8:30, and then I think it's Crafting with, I'll just call her Becca. Rebecca will come on next. The schedule's in the description box below. And then I think it's Jamie, and then I lose track of who's next. I didn't memorize it. So I'm going to try to hit as many streams as I can, and I will be bopping them in. I set up a playlist. I think Lori is, I don't know if she set one up or is going to set one up, but as I watch streams, I will put them in the playlist. I can't put them, well, I could put the channels in there, I guess, but as I watch the streams, I'll put them in the playlist. Let's see. Barbara Clark says, good morning to everybody. I'm just trying to get everybody. Raul's here, Kimberly's here, Cheryl, Arlene. They're just saying good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy New Year's, and all sorts of hellos and stars, and yay, Mary finally made it online. We were getting worried. Good morning, Nashwa. Good morning, Nashwa. Happy New Year to you. And Stephanie. Good morning, Stephanie. I think Stephanie said, is this your first stream? I think it is. You're not your first stream, but your first Streamathon. Thank you for streaming with us, Stephanie. It's just like a regular stream. You just get on, do your art, and share like you usually do. And that reminds me, as you guys go into the streams this morning, I don't have to tell most of you because you're better at it than I am, but like, comment, share, subscribe. The folks who commit their time and commit a part of their holiday to go online and you know, join these hops and the things like the Streamathon, they give a portion of their time and of their week too. So let's just applaud everybody who's streaming today, and Lori. Let's just shower Lori with lots and lots of thanks. Stephanie, there's Mrs. Gigi. Hi, Mrs. Gigi. Good morning. Kimberly, Artology says it's 3:30 here. I'm awake, I think. Derby, good morning, Derby. And there's Randy. Good morning, Randy. and Raw and Arlene. I'm just kind of floating down to the bottom here. I want to make sure I say good morning to everybody who made this effort to get up in the morning. Raul said it's almost 12 p.m. here in Spain. So if it's almost 12 there and almost 5 here, he's what, 7 hours ahead of us? Yeah, that makes sense. So the UK, the folks in the UK, I always use the UK as an example, but I couldn't remember whether they were ahead or behind us, but they must be ahead of us. So they get to the New Year I think it's Australia or New Zealand who hit the New Year's first, and then it must come across the continent. And by the time it gets to Spain, it will be 7 hours away. Good morning, everybody. Jasper, Cheryl's here. Randy, I'm just kind of going down the list. There's Mina. Good morning, Mina. Are you awake, Mina? She says, I'm awake. All right, let's see. Mrs. Gigi, good morning. Barbara, just making sure I'm hitting everybody. I want to welcome you all in. Some of you, oh, there's, oh, and I'm not going to pronounce your name right. Osgran, is that your name? Are you over in New Zealand or like Oz, Australia? Osgran, good morning. Thank you for joining us. And you are probably, let's see, if it's 4 o'clock here, it's probably evening over where you are. 12 hours away. It's getting late afternoon, evening. If you're over in Australia or New Zealand, the Oz kind of. Good morning, good morning. For you, it'd be evening or afternoon, I believe. Angela, good morning, Angela. Jasper, Art Zoology. Art Zoology is Deb. And she says, I'm knocked out, but back. Oh, we're just so glad you joined us. Kimberly, Mrs. Gigi, Osgran. Tina, there's Tina. Good morning, Tina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Osgran said it's almost 8:45 p.m. Oh, I was just off a few hours. So she must be over in Australia or New Zealand. Icy said it's 2:42 for the West Coast. We're wiping the sleep out of all your eyes. Australia. She says she's from Australia. Osgran, as in the land of Oz, and Gran is in Granny. Jen? Oh, you're Jen. Okay. Good morning, Jen. Glad to have you join us. Christine G says, hey, everybody, it's 2:45 here. I just woke up for the Streamathon. See, you guys are just wonderful. Getting up this early in the morning, very seldom, and I would say almost never, do I have 41 people in my stream at 4:30 in the morning, or almost 5 now. Very seldom does that ever happen. So you guys, you're all welcome. You're saying goodbye to the old year, you know. We're done with you. Thank you for coming. We appreciated everything you gave us and all the good times. But now we're ready to hop on to 2023, not 2923, as my title says. I was only 900 years off or so. Kimberly, Osgran, Christine, Jasper. If I miss saying good morning to you, there's Jean Vaney. Good morning, Jean. Happy New Year, Christine. It's easy here to have a playlist, so hoping it is automatically, Mary. The playlist right now just has I'll try to get the others out there just by going to the links and saving them. It'll take me after I get done, it'll take me a few minutes to go through and bop all because it's by channel. And the reason, if you look at the description box below and you see all these HTTP tiny URLs, that's because not everybody has long links. But if the channel name has a really long link and you put it in like the description box or in the community tab, it works for you. But if somebody else comes along and copies your list, your playlist, and tries to put it in there, those long links, it craps out on them. It drops the last part of a really long link. So, and Lori hit that, and I hit that last year, and I was sharing with Lori, and so she went out there and made everybody a tiny. That took some work with two days of streamers, and she had to go out there and she made everybody a tiny URL. So that's why you're seeing that on there. But it'll get you there. Lori says, are there any newbies here? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Is there anybody? Let's see if anybody answers. Jasper says, whoever wins the Meri sampler will want me to have it. Yeah, Jasper. This sampler, it's really not my sampler. I purchased this from Carol McDonald when she had a sale, and she does beautiful, beautiful needlework. Now, the back of it, I have to say, feels like a kind of a felty suede. And it's a stitch. I think this top piece up here is a piece of maybe hand-dyed lace. And it's put on with running stitches up here. And let me tell you, those running stitches are beautiful. And after she stitched it, she mounted it on a piece of this kind of, it's not, it feels like a brushed, almost a brushed corduroy. I don't know if it is, but it's really pretty. And then she's got running stitches and oh, there's a name for this stitch. The one that kind of overlaps it. It's a type of running stitch. Looks like maybe a tiny satin stitch, maybe some back stitching, some cross stitching, some little seed stitches, some either colonial knots or French knots, and these little stitches here that look like little plants almost. Here's a chain stitch, and this is another type of chain stitch here where it loops up. I think this is a long arm cross stitch here, and this is another type of chain stitch where it's got a stitch and then instead of looping over into, where's that other chain? Instead of making a loop here, it kind of makes there's a gap in between each one. And this feels like another back stitch with a thick thread, a blanket stitch. Here she's done some weavings in here, a filler, and this feels just like a little piece of applique, and these are bullion stitch in here, little flower, and this feels like another little applique that she's put on here. And then here's her initials right down here in the corner, CM. Whoops, let me move it up a little. Come on, Meri, move it up. CM, Carol McDonald. She is the Canadian artisan on YouTube, and I got this she had a sale several months ago, and I purchased some things from her, and they're ready to go to a new home. I've enjoyed them. I will take pictures of them before I send them out. Of everything that I've given away, I'll take pictures of it, so I'll get to have it, enjoy it. And then I really do think these types of things like this, if you give it, no matter if it's your own art or something in your collection, they have their own journey. They have their own life. Whoever wins it may enjoy it for the rest of their life, and it may go to a grandchild, and that grandchild may pass it on. Who knows? This may last a couple hundred years, and somebody a couple hundred years from now may pick it up and go, wow, look at this. Who was CM? Who was CM? You know? and they want to know who made it. And I don't see a date on it. There's her initials. But, you know, we look at samplers. There are people who collect these beautiful, beautiful samplers. They sell for thousands of dollars. If you can get a sampler nowadays for $800, sometimes you can buy the smaller ones that are not as old. But these samplers that were made over, most of them that I've seen are from the UK, or maybe even over in France, but the real antique ones, man, I tell you, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous, but because they're so old now, they are very valuable. So, Osgran says, I started the first Streamathon way back when. You did? Really? Osgran? What, boy, I'd like to get to know you better. You started the first Streamathon way back when. Really? That is so interesting. Was that over on Ustream then? Because the Streamathon comes from Dee Dee Willingham's group, and they used to stream on Streamathon, and I think on Streamathon, on Ustream, and I don't know what year it was, but I think Dee Dee's been streaming on Ustream. Well, I started in 2016. 2016 or 2017, Dee Dee's group came over to YouTube because Ustream was going to charge them to stream. And it was like $600 a year or something like that. And they couldn't afford that, so they came on over to YouTube, and they brought the Streamathon with them. Janet M. and Dee Dee and Scrap Chick and Osgran says she started the first Streamathon way back when. See, that's a piece of trivia for us. Thank you for joining us in 2023. 2023. Mina says, hi, Nashwa and Jean. And let's see, Arlene is here. Let's see, Brenda says, I didn't get to bed until about 2. My eyes popped open at 4, and I said to myself, there's something you should be doing. I'm glad I'm here, but I wish my subconscious would stay silent sometimes so you can sleep, huh? Well, Brenda, we are so glad that you joined us. Oh, Jen, is Jen Oz? Lori says, good morning, Jen Oz. Well, Oz, do we have your channel? Are you on YouTube now? I would love to visit your channel. If somebody knows or Oz's channel, if she, well, let me see. Where is she? Let me go check. I have to go check. I'm curious. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go to her channel. Oh yeah, you're on there. Oh, let me subscribe. Oh, I'm subscribed. How come I'm not getting your streams, Jen? I don't know. You look like you have a pretty good channel here. There's Osgrans. Thank you, Gigi. See, you're kind of new to me. I was already subscribed to you. I must have subscribed. It must have been something interesting out there that I watched and said, I got to subscribe. But welcome, Jen. It's so good to see you. And it's just interesting that you were on way back when. There's Riri. Good morning, Riri. Good morning, good morning. And Rhonda is here. Rhonda is Jinx, Jinx. She was coming in on her cell phone as Jinx. And so she used to be Rhonda, but she changed her name to Jinx. She's been on YouTube since 2000, Oz has, Jen. Meri, look at both of Christopher's super chats. Oh, I didn't get the super chats. Christopher? I don't even see Christopher. I do not see any super chats. Wait, let's go up. I missed you, Christopher. Wait, there's Christopher. She says, miss you, ma'am. I do not see any. Are they on my other? Are they up here? They are up here. I see them up here, but I do not see them on my tablet. So if you guys give super chats, would the mods please yell at me so I can thank them? Thank you so much, Christopher. That is so kind of you to do that. And Christopher, I think is from the Philippines. I'm not sure. Are you actually physically there now? Didn't I see you come to the States for, or this part of the world for a visit? So welcome, Christopher. We're glad to have you, and thank you so much for the super chats. I don't know why they're not showing up on my tablet. So if I get a super chat, would somebody please, maybe because I'm not on the red dot? No? No? They're saying, Meri, look up. I'm looking up. I'm looking up. They don't even show in my chat. Oh, there it is. Usually when it happens and then it goes up to the top of the screen. You got Christopher. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I saw one. No, let's see. Where did the other one go up? I think it happened and I was still way back going through everything. Thank you, Arlene. Thank you so much for, would the mods call my attention to super chats, because I'm way back going through welcoming everybody in, and it could have gone up there and have fallen off the top of the menu by the time I got down here. So thank you guys for, they're going, Meri, look up, Meri, look up. Riri's here, Teresa's here, Mitzi, good morning, Mitzi. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, Mitzi. Mitzi is a Green Bay Packer fan. Christopher says, miss you, ma'am, Arlene. Aw. Riri, Ozjan, Terry Brett, good morning, Terry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look at the CCBAT from Christopher. All right, all right. They're yelling at me. Look up, Meri, look up. Christopher is laughing. Raul says, Riri. I can't even pronounce it, Raul. It says, thank you in Tagalog, Philippine language. Speak a little Philippine language too, for my 6th language. Wow, do you speak 6 languages, Raul? Wow, that's cool. I speak 2. I speak English, and then I speak, I don't know what comes out of my mouth. Autocorrect, I guess. Only it's auto incorrect. I speak auto incorrect. Oz said it was 2012. Was that the first Streamathon in 2012? Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm gonna have to find out more from Oz. Mitzi's here. Teresa, Thread and Glue Designs. Good morning, Thread and Glue. And I want to call you Pam, but I might have you mixed up with cut and paste. I might have Thread and Glue mixed up with cut and paste. Oh, no. Oh, Raw, thank you. You guys, thank you, Raw. You guys, you're so sweet. Kind of save some of that money, though, because we got 2 days of streams, and there's a lot of streamers. So I got a nice super chat from Riri last night. So kind of save some of your super chat money for some of the other streamers that are coming on. Lori, Paintgirlee Lori, when you pop into her stream, there's where you need to drop your super chats, is to Lori. She did a lot of work to put this together. Shelley's here, Kimberly, Christopher, Raul. Thank you so much, Christopher and Raul, for the super chats. We really do. It's nice to be appreciated. But save that appreciation, the monetary, for some of the other streamers. Let's kind of spread it around. Mina says, Meri, look at both the Christophers. And yeah, thank you guys for calling my attention to that, because I don't always see them right away. Kimberly's here, Cheryl. You guys are chatting and I'm trying to catch up with you. Jinx. Riri says, that's wonderful. Osgran says, I had a few years off because of a terrible 2020. Oh, yeah, wasn't 2020 a bummer year? A bummer year for a lot of people. We're glad we're 3 years away from it, so we deserve some good things to happen, don't we? Teresa says, time for coffee, but I'll be listening. Time for a sip of, I got mint tea this morning. I am going to do some art this morning, but I want to make sure I welcome everybody, because when you make an effort to get up this early in the morning, you deserve to be appreciated. And let me tell you, these Streamathons would not be the success they are without the people that come and watch them, especially in the early morning hours and the wee hours after midnight. You know, you guys deserve a lot of applause and thanks from us for coming and cheering us on, and like, comment, sharing, and subscribing. I have mint tea this morning. Boy, that tastes good. Cheryl says, all right, I'm going back to bed. Good night. Oh, 2009 was when it first started? 2009. Okay. I'll have to get that straightened out. I'll probably forget it right after maybe in the next 5 minutes. 2020 was a horrible year ever. Yes, it was. Let's see. Christopher says, oh, Christopher. I giggle when Christopher calls me Grandma Meri. Because, I'm not used to, I don't have grandchildren, so I'm not used to be calling Grandma. And then when Christopher comes along and says, I'll miss you. I miss you, Grandma Meri. But I'm old enough to be a grandma, so I'm going to have to call Christopher my grandson, Sonny boy. Raw says, Christopher. I can't even pronounce all that. Let's see. I'll let you guys talk in that language. Barbara says, Janet Nash, sending you a big... Did Janet pop in? Janet Nash! Janet, we had a giveaway last night, and Kathy Whitney put your name in, and look what you won, Janet. Look what you won. Did you see that? You probably didn't. Let's just give Janet the biggest hug ever. Her mother passed away this past week, or it could have been last week, I'm not sure, but just recently. Look, Kathy Whitney put your name in for you, and look what you won. Isn't that wonderful? This is maybe like a slow stitch sampler, and it says, I believe in magic every time I hear music. And yeah, we gave this one away last night, and Kathy Whitney won it for you. And I'll be getting this off in the mail next week. And I know that you will appreciate that. I know, because you love all that type of needlework and things like that. And Janet, have you got your faux Polaroids yet? Shannon is still waiting for hers. Let's see. They're saying good morning to Janet Osgran. Let me get down to I'm not down to the bottom of chat yet. Nashwa is here, Randy. I'm just trying to catch names. There's Derby. Good morning, Derby. I'm trying to say good morning to everybody because you deserve it. Raul says, Christopher, still struggling with cancer for the 5th year. Oh, Raul, but I'm on the survivor mode. Well, good for you. Good for you. We just hope that 2023 will be a healthful year. Yes. Oh dear. Laura, hi Laura Vasquez. She says, I'm lurking and sleeping. That's perfectly okay, Laura. Laura has been so sweet to Meri. She sent me this ionic tabletop. Let me tell you, these things are expensive. She's gifted me this, and she gifted me a Tim Holtz tiny attacher. And then she said, Meri, I have some extra seed packets. Would you want them? And I was thinking they were ones she's already planted. No, I think her son got them from work or something. And she sent me a whole bundle of seed packets, ephemera, and she sent me $10. And she sent me $10 so I could go thrifting. And I took that $10 and I went and spent every penny of it. Oh, Laura, thank you so much. Good morning. I have to give, and when I use things like this, I talk about Laura a lot because, well, I'm using the tabletop here. So every time I use something like scissors from Deborah Brown and Riri is always sending me stuff, and Becky and I'm just, you guys, you're so good to me. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. But I try to credit when I use something that somebody sent me. I try to. Now sometimes I can't remember, and there's nothing on a pair of scissors who's tell me who sent it to me. So sometimes I honestly, my old brain just can't recall. But most of the time I know who sent me stuff. And I try to give a thanks every time I use it. Oz said, the first Streamathon was in 2012. Okay, 2012 was the first Streamathon. I like that little tidbit. If I can hold on to it in my head. That's interesting. And Oz was a part of the very first Streamathon. Thread and Glue says, good morning, everybody. Artcurious, Rhonda, Janet. Did I get it? Terry Brett says, Osgran, what a horrible year for you. I've had one like that year in 2022. I lost my nephew in January, my sister-in-law in April, and in July, my daughter had both legs amputated through diabetes. Oh, Terry. You guys, it just breaks my heart to hear some of the things you guys go through. It just breaks my heart. Well, let's just push 2022 on the back burner and look forward to a happy 2023. We're ready for a breather, God. It's getting pretty rough down here. Oh. He says, you got each other. What more do you want? Randy says, can the mods put up a banner? I'm on YouTube, Randy. So YouTube does not have the ability to put up a banner. I wish they did. That's usually a Streamathon or another streaming capability. I don't know why they don't. There must be some reason, but yeah. I'm on YouTube. I use what I use what's free. I use what I'm capable of too. Streamathon doesn't work well for me. Now it's mostly because when I try to get on there and stream, I get this horrible echo or this horrible sound. I tried going into one of Carol's streams recently, and I just caused more of a disturbance then. Now, if I take my camera and put it over this way on a little stand and point it toward my face, it seems to, and I take my earbuds out. It's my earbuds. Samsung in their wisdom, we'll call it wisdom, took away the little earbud port to where you can plug earbuds in on the newer phones, and I have to have earbuds so I can kind of hear, because the sound goes right into my ear, and in order to do that, I have to buy this little device, And I have it now, and I use it all the time, and it gives you the capability to have your phone charging while you have your earbuds plugged in. But there's something in there that little, because if I take out the little device, it works fine. And but if I do that, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything. So when I'm on Streamathon, I can't show my desktop like when I'm on YouTube. So it's more of a, it's not StreamYard. I mean, not Streamathon, StreamYard. It's not StreamYard's fault. It's just that I don't have the technical capability. And I have a webcam, but for some reason, my Chrome browser freezes up every time I try to use it. So, and I'm still trying to resolve that. That's one of my goals or wishes for 2023 is I can get that webcam up and going. Beth is here. Good morning, Beth Schuler. Good morning, Beth. Stephanie is here. Osjen, Deb Ibeck. Good morning, Deb. Welcome. Barbara Clark. See, I'm way behind you guys. I can't keep up with you, but I'm seeing a lot of familiar names now, so I'm going to just kind of scroll down. Beth, and Terry Brett, Christopher, Sue Hennessy. Good morning, Sue. Glad to have you join us. Was that you that won or somebody else? And you gifted? No, I think it was Karen K. I had a giveaway of the doll ball head. I call it a doll ball, and who I think it was Karen K that won it, and she gifted it to Becky, and that's going to go out next week too. I said it's a community that has a lot of people that have no one, and we celebrate all. Yes, no, just one, and we celebrate all. There's Lori, Mina, Janet, Nash, Randy. I'm just checking to see if I missed saying good morning to anybody. I'm getting down there. Deb. Welcome, Deb Ibeck. Janet Nash. Zena. Good morning, Zena, the sassy crafter. Good morning, Zena. Glad to have you join us. Oz, Kimberly. If I miss, there's Elvis. Good morning, Elvis. Elvis won the Goddess Art doll that I had a giveaway for. It was my first Carol McDonald giveaway, and it was a beautiful doll. She has it now. So she was winner of that. I sent it off, and she's got it. Janet Nash is here. Beth Schuler, Zena, Oz. I'm getting down to the bottom here. Deb Artzoology. We're so glad to see you. Terry Brett. Laura Vasquez. Jasper, Janet Nash. I'm not looking at what you're saying. I'm just looking at the names because, well, I'm supposed to be doing some art. But you know, sometimes I just like to come on and chatter at you guys. Randy Rabbit is here. Good morning, Randy. Randy, I think I said good morning to you. Meri, are you in live chat? Yes, I am. I'm just behind all of you. Yeah, that's why I am behind you, because you guys keep talking, but I start at the top when I start scrolling down so that I don't miss anybody who came in way up here. So you guys keep chatting and I'm scrolling down, catching up with you. So that's why it seems like I'm lagging. Let's see. I think I'm at the bottom now. So Beth Schuler says, sending love and hugs all around. Well, in a half an hour, it's 5:21 here at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Mountain, 4 o'clock Pacific, and then some o'clock over across the seas, some o'clock, I don't know what time. We're going to have this giveaway. It will be at 7 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock Central. We're going to give away this beautiful sampler. So what are you going to do art-wise, Meri? Well, let's light the holly candle. Holly Dalton was a part of our group, and she passed away. But before she passed away, she left me this candle. And because she says, no more setting your desk on fire, Mary. So I always like to light the holly candle. It's a artificial candle, but it gives a little bit of an ambience. So what I'm going to do for 2023 is, Angie's in bed, so she's not going to see. I'm going to set up a desk book. And Dee Dee Willingham is the person who inspires me to have a desk book. I don't know if she has one now, but she's shown them in the past. And I've always wanted one. So I found this at a thrift store. I paid, well, this says it's $12.99, but I did not pay $12.99 for that. But it's a weekly planner, and it's got the days over here and these beautiful birds. So I'm going to use those, and I've got some cardboard, and I've got some ephemera to put in it, and a sticker book. I got the Imaginarian one, so I'm going to be putting that in. Now, I will not get it done this morning. I know I will not get it done this morning, but I'm going to be working on it, hopefully, all weekend. And hopefully by the time the Streamathon is over, I'll have a 2023 desk book. Now let me put this aside and show you let me get it out here. I'm going to put it up here, I guess, and I need the book. Here's the book that I'm going to use for it. It's American Folklore and Legend, but I'm going to gut this, and forgive this old address. Hopefully this person has passed away. I tried to get that label out, and I can't. So before I get started on it, though, I kind of want to talk about, let's see, kind of made me a list. So I'm talking about the 2023 desk journal and some of the things I want to put in there. Last night, was it last night? Becky had said, and I wrote it down because I want to put it in my journal. She said, I'm such a wobblehead, I'm going to bed. Aunt Beck at Aunt Beck's Creations. So I said, I'm going to make a paper doll in 2023 of Becky and make her a wobblehead, you know, one of those little wobbly heads. So Becky's going to be we're making a Dee Dee paper doll, which I'm slow at, I know. But Dee Dee's going to be a nutcracker and Becky's going to be a bobblehead or a wobblehead. Then what I want to do here is when I got this book, and this is a slick coated paper, and you have, coating. It's got a kind of like a glossy plastic coating on it. So what I want to do is I have some project paper here of like written letters. Now it's kind of glossy too, but what I think I want to try to do when I cover it, or before I cover it, the book, I want to see if I can use some walnut ink on this. And if the walnut ink, runs off, and it might, because it's kind of a glossy paper, I might just use ink. But see, I try to put the writing on here. I got this at Joann's a couple years ago, and I got it to use in my journals, but the paper is glossy, and it's pretty hard to do art unless you're using paint on a glossy, and even paint. I don't know if paint would peel off of this, but if you have a glossy book cover and you try to paint this, it'll go on it, but as you use it, that paint will peel off. You have to sand it and everything. So I'm going to glue this paper on there, and I'll probably just ink it. And it's going to have to go this way. So that's what I'm going to use for the cover. I also have, and I might do some collaging, I also have some, I got this a couple years ago at Joann's. It was project paper that they were selling a couple years ago. And I've had it, I just haven't used it a whole lot. So I think I'm going to cover this book with it, and that's going to be my 2023 desk journal. Let's go through this list here. So I kind of want to talk about, we don't do resolutions, but I kind of want to talk about what kind of a way I'm going to take a little bit of a different path in 2023. And I've made a list here. Rhonda has suggested that I pick 5. I want to finish some stuff. I was watching somebody on YouTube, and I don't know who it was, but they said their word for 2023 was finish. Now, I'm not going to use that word, but I'm going to use that concept in 2023. I am getting inundated and kind of overwhelmed with projects that I haven't finished, because I want to do this and I want to do that. And while I'm doing that, a new this comes along. So I'm going to take Rhonda's advice, and I'm going to pick 5 projects to work through. And I'm going to start with maybe some that I'm almost finished with, like my Inktober. I did game pieces. I have the little journal. I have all the signatures made. I have the cover made. I just have to bind it. And I have 5 days left to do in Inktober. So I'm not going to work on it tonight, or this morning, but Inktober, I want to get that done out of the way. We'll start with some of the easy ones first. And then I'm carving an alphabet out of my erasers here. So I have it here. Do I have an eraser? Of course, when I want one, they're Pentel high polymer erasers. These are the jingle bells that I carved, but the erasers look like this, and I'm carving like almost a 2-inch alphabet, and I think I'm on the letter either Q or R, and I want to finish carving that alphabet. I didn't get to do December carve or even November carve, because I was so behind on everything. And so that's another one of my projects that I want to finish. Then I'm not going to dig it out, because I'd have to pull all the fabric that's on top of it. My very first caboodle that I bought from Rosemary Morris, the Rusty Peacock, was, she calls it a fabric one. I'm calling it a stitched one, a hand-stitched journal. And, I've got everything. I've got all the pages in it. I've got all the ephemera. I just don't have it put together yet. So that's one of my first 3 here. And then I am going, and I've included this on my 5 projects. I sent out Christmas cards this year, but I really only got them out. And I have one to go to Kimberly and one to go to Dana yet. I've got them all ready to go, except I have to slap their addresses on it. Everybody who sent me a Christmas card this year, I think, got one back. If you didn't get one back, you'll get something from me next year. But I'm going, for the people that in Fibdiggity, in the address book, that I didn't get anything sent to, I'm going to send postcards, and I'm going to send 10 a month. And I'm going to work on the first 5 this weekend. I won't work on them here, but for January, I'm going to send out a 10 a month until because there won't be Christmas. There'll be something related to the month. Like if I'm in April or something, you might get an Easter egg or something springy. So that's going to be another one of my projects. And then I included on here, that's the 4th one. The 5th thing is I do a lot of knit and crocheting and needlework. I have a hat that I'm knitting for my brother, and it's probably about this wide. I probably got about 4 inches. I'm knitting it on I started out on round, and I went to the needles, and then I went back to the round, knitting in the round, and then I flubbed up that, and I took it all apart. Now I'm back on just the straight needles that aren't in the round, and it's going pretty good, except for a couple rows down. I noticed I purled when I should have knitted, and there's a technique where you can take out that little row of stitches and then recrochet it back up, and that'll fix it. And I want to get that done. I want to get the hat done. It's a really pretty, and well, it's pretty, but it's also, my camera showed it as a bright blue, but it's really more of a dark blue gray color. And I'm knitting that for my brother. He doesn't know it. It was supposed to be a Christmas present, but I didn't want to give him something that didn't look good, didn't look decent. So I tore it all out several times. I'm learning to knit. So that's one thing I want to get done. And I have my Christmas Afghan that is almost finished. And then I have another category. I'm talking about 2023. So those are the 5 things that I'm going to work on in 2023. And then when I get one done, like my Inktober, I can go and grab another project and work on it. This is Rhonda Jinx's suggestion. Rhonda Jenkins. It's her suggestion in one of the other streams. And I really like that. I'm almost overwhelmed with projects that I don't have finished. Then I have some ongoing projects, like I'm working in this big book that Little Red Wagon, Renee Little Red Wagon gifted me. It's an ongoing, I'm trying to sketch. It's not daily, but I'm trying to, when I come on, I want to do some sketching. And so I'm just trying to improve my sketching skills. I've kind of, because of all the other projects I'm involved in, I kind of put my sketching to the side. And by the way, Janice Glines dropped a really interesting public domain picture of Clara Barton, I believe it was, in Fib Diggity. And I think that's going to be the next one I'm going to sketch. But my sketching is an ongoing project. The other ongoing project I have is that scrappy calendar. Well, I've got a little desk calendar that just kind of flips every day. And I'll be taking I did this before for another year. I have, things on my desk like this, and I'll just take and I'll put it on my calendar. And by the time I reach next December, I'll have a really cool scrappy journal calendar. So that's an ongoing thing. I don't know what I wrote there. There's something else. I wrote calendar. There's some other thing that I'm going to. The big book. Oh, the if you guys watch Danella Mellon, she did a slow stitch Christmas journal, December daily Christmas journal. And I didn't follow her because I didn't know about her till the middle of December. But next year she's doing a stitch along and the slow stitching, and it's about the size of index cards. She said you can make the pages larger if you want, but I'm going to follow that because it's just it's done by month. And I think it's small enough for me and large enough. I'm going to join that with Danella. And then there is on Moogly, they have a crochet along, and it's 12 by 12 crochet blocks. And I'm going to join that. So those will be ongoing. And of course, I'll be streaming and there'll be ATCs. I want to do an ATC book again. I like to put my ATCs that I keep. ATC book. I'm writing it down. ATC book, where I mount the ATCs that I get right in the book. Not that I get, that I make. So that's another thing I want to do. And of course, the book will not get done all at once. I'll do the book and then I'll work, and it'll be an ongoing project. I'm going to try to not do as many big journal a month type things or huge projects to where I get overwhelmed until I get some of these others off my desk. Mary's done nothing but chatter for an hour.
I thought we'd come here to do art. Randy says, I saw the pink one she was working on. I will watch the whole thing later. Let's see, I'm not sure who she's talking about. Janet Nash says, I will be back. I'm just popping to the shops. I have a request for jelly dessert tonight. I think you call that jello. Ooh, that sounds good. Rhonda's going grocery shopping. I don't think any of our grocery stores are open today. We're going to have to go next week, but I'm kind of concerned about the weather. Okay, so let's, ooh, isn't that a neat page? We're going to gut this book. I already kind of started it up here. I don't know if I'll get it bound this morning, but I'm going to pull out the signatures and try to get it covered. But I'll be working on this all weekend, and Lori can check my project when we have, Lori is the last person to stream tomorrow night, and she's invited people to come in and chat about the Streamathon or chat about whatever you want. She's going to have a StreamYard, and she's inviting people in. And we'll let her say how she's going to invite. You know, it isn't, I don't think it's just the streamers, but it might be. I don't know. If somebody else wants to go in, talk to her and see if she'll send you a link. If you're, you know, if you do StreamYard. I can do StreamYard, but I have to have it facing me, and I have to have my earbuds out. I can't do art on StreamYard yet. It's just my technical setup here. I think the fly page is going to come out here. It's going to come out, but that's okay. We'll use it someplace else. So if cutting with a knife bothers you, please close your eyes. I want to get this book block out here. And trying to get down inside of it here. Yeah. These pages are kind of, the first pages are kind of glued together. Let's just take this one out. And you see, these are really nice for fussy cutting. And look at, I could fussy cut this out and still have, it would probably mess the bottom one up, but I could still have an image up here. I think that's probably, is that Davy Crockett in there? That looks like Davy Crockett. This is American Folklore from Reader's Digest. Let's see if I can't get the rest of this out. So I'm going to be working on this all weekend. I would like to have it mostly done by the end of the Streamathon so I can start using it in January. I want this to be a desk book. Different than the Society of Idea Collectors. The Society of Idea Collector book is more a place to document your ideas and do mind mapping, do lists and all of that. This is more of a, I don't want to say it's a planner, but it's more of a daily record type thing in my mind. I'm going to have to review how Dee Dee uses her desk book. But I want this to be, you know, I might take it in when I'm sitting out in the recliner and do something in it. Now, all of these pages here, this is the book block. I'll be fussy cutting. I'll be fussy cutting these pages. Not this morning, but I have a nice book block there to work out. All right. So now what I want to do is kind of show you some of the papers that I'm going to put in there. And I have been saving papers. Now these will be note cards. Those will be ephemera in there. And I have some tags. And I have some of this. I got these at every now and then. Sizzix or Tim Holtz. That website will have these clearance sales. And I bought 2 of these on sale for $1. or $1 each. So I'm going to be using this in this desk book. Look at the writing it's got in here. So that's something I'm going to put in there. And then I've been collecting these papers from Johnny at Junk Journal Shop. And I've been using them too. But let me flip this around. And also from Keisha. Let's see. I haven't had this out for a while. It's all upside down. Let me flip it. And things like this, I've kind of, it didn't come this way, but it's gotten kind of torn and everything. But I'm going to use it in my book. Oh, I'm just going to flip this. Hold on. These are some of the things I'm going to use in it. Like this. And then that calendar that I was showing earlier. Oh, what I did with that. I'll put that there. And I have ephemera here that I pulled out of a book. These came from Johnny. These are some sort of French society. Whoever can speak French. That came from Johnny. These pages came from Johnny. I like to put these in as flip pages. This says, I think this was a testament. I can't read it because that's French or a foreign language. 1967 original. She's talking about these pages here. And, you know, I just have pages. Here's some of Johnny's distress tapes. Some pages. I'll put some of these in as flip pages. And so I just have all sorts of things to put in here. These are some, I cut strips. I don't know, I was doing that for some project. Here's some French lottery tickets, I believe, in here. Those will go in that desk journal. Here's a doily. I think this came from Janet Nash. I think I bought some dyed papers, not Janet Nash, Janet Baum. I bought some of her dyed papers when she was selling them. And she had them clipped together with a dyed doily. So it's this type of thing. This was gifted to me. Isn't that beautiful? It's a big piece. I'll probably have to, I'm not sure how I'm going to put that in there. Here's an old newspaper. Here's some diary pages. Let's see, it's ledger pages. Those will go in there. Here's some napkins. So I'm going to build my pages, and I also have some 8.5 by 11 pages. Here's some, I think I can throw that away. I think that's just part of a napkin back. Here's some, oh, I thought that was onion skin. I've got some onion skin pages. They're not in here. And I think I got these from Keisha, or Sears and Roebuck. And this is original. These are original pages. These are not photocopies. So it's Sears and Roebuck pages. And here's some more French lottery here I got from Johnny. So those are kind of what's going to go in my desk book. And then I have those calendar pages. And then I have, let me show you, I got these. I begged my brother, can I please go thrifting and let me go thrifting. And I found all of these. Now I will not get everything in that journal, but these are old needlecraft projects. There's envelopes, and inside is the little project papers. I might use some of these in here. There's just a whole bunch of them. How about, we're about ready to have the giveaway in, let's take a bunch of, because I've got a whole stack of them. Let's take a stack of these, and I'll just take, I want to make sure it has something in them, and I will add to the giveaway. We'll give more than one person. See, they only cost me 25 cents a piece. And I think I spent about $7 for the back, the top of them. These all have, some of these toward the bottom do not have the patterns have fallen out. But let's give you some that has, these are work basket, or are they work basket? Yeah, these are work basket. Let's give away 5 of them. Is that, would you guys want to win 5? See, here's a loose pattern. Make sure this has something in it. 4, and we'll give, that one's empty. Some of these are empty because the patterns have fallen out. I don't want to, and I'm going to leave the label on. I'll let you guys, here, we'll give these away. We'll just add these to the giveaway. And I think I can send these international. I'll just put them in an envelope. I might have to put more than one stamp on them, but I'll just say, what will I say? I'll just say paper documents inside, because that's what it is. And I don't think this is thick enough that it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to send this international. We'll see. It might cost me a few bucks, but I don't mind that. You guys have treated me, but I'll be putting things like this in my desk book. So let me get this off my desk. Let me put this on there until I'm ready. And then I have some copy paper and that calendar paper that I'm going to put in. And then tags and laces, and you know, it's going to be kind of like an art journal desk book type thing. But I've always wanted a, in quotes, desk book. I'm going to put this on the outside here. And so this is going to be my 2020. I don't need that anymore. Let me set this behind me so I know where it's at. And we're going to work on the cover this morning. Excuse me. Let me have a sip of tea. So let me come out and look at chat again. Kimberly is here. Eileen is bossing her around. Who is Eileen bossing around? Janet M. Eileen usually bosses Janet M around. This project, if you guys, this is so fun to do. I'm going to put these in my December dailies. But this is just a strip of I tore up an old sheet in 2-inch strips. And I dyed it. You could dye it with your eco dyeing or your, what do you want to say, your avocado dyeing. A lot of you are into dyeing. If you don't dye it, you know, fabric dye. If you don't dye it, you could spray it with some of your sprays. But then I took a word stencil, and this says the word believe. This is going to go in my, I took a stencil, and this is just ink. I think this is sepia ink here, archival ink pad. And doing something like this is fun. This is a fun little project. I might do more of this as one of my small projects in 2023. Keep it out there to remind me. So what I want to do is I want to take this paper. Deb, let's see. You love that, Mary? Deb says, I love that, Mary. Oz said, wait. Good morning, Violet. Violet used to be Michelle. She was in here a couple years ago when I was carving erasers. And she changed her name from Michelle to Violet. I think she used to run an Etsy, and maybe, I'm not sure why she changed her name, but let's see, I'm going to give this a good space here to, let me turn it this way. I don't have enough room on my desk. I'm going to move the candle over here for now. And we're going to leave just because I need extra space. And this is project paper that I got at Joann's a couple years ago. I don't know why they made it glossy, but they did. I'm going to tear it here. I want to leave a good amount. I want to have a good amount. Let's tear it right about here. I'm going to do Rosemary does a lot of tearing like this with her ruler. and it's easier to do this than to cut it. I'm kind of worried about it being glossy, but I'm going to try to. I don't think. Whoops. This is why I leave myself a good amount. I kind of tore it down here, but it's okay. It's extra, so there. I want to see what that ink will do. I think because the ink is liquid, that it will roll right off of this. The walnut ink. So maybe I'll cover it first and then ink it. So I'm going to move the candle again, and let's see how it looks. Now let's bring this down, way down. Get my ruler out of the way. I'm going to move my tea. I should drink so I don't have to worry about spilling it. Find a safe place to put it. All right. It's in a safe spot somewhere behind me. All right. And I want to see what I have on the other side when I have it like this. So we're going to flip it like that. Oh, that's perfect. Now you guys may not be able to see it. Maybe if I hold it up closer, you can see the writing on this. And I'll be putting a signatures in here. Now the thing of it is, I know from experience, this is probably about maybe an inch and a fourth spine. I need a bigger spine. I need like a 2.5 inch spine. So I had that cardboard out. I'm going to cut this and make a bigger spine. This was an interesting story here. I think it was Spanish or Mexican or South American story about this rich farmer. I forget what he grew, but he was a real successful farmer, and he kept taking in his crops in and selling them and getting all this gold for him and everything. And he was so successful, he saved all his money and everything, and he wandered way out into the country, brambles and everything like that. And a lot of people would bury their money, the farmers and everything, rather than put it in a bank. But he got attacked by some robbers, and they killed him. They hung him, and they wanted to know where his money was, and he wouldn't tell them where it was, and they hung him. And, they were digging all around in here, and they couldn't find it. And they never did find it. The townspeople found out what was going on and started coming. So all the bandits ran away. And for the next couple years, people started, I'm just paraphrasing this folklore story. People started digging around here saying, I think this says if you travel this way or travel that way, that little funny character, he made that kind of an adobe statue there. And he says, if you go that way or go that way, you'll find gold. And so people started digging all around there, and they never found any gold. And I think it was a shepherd or something, I can't remember the exact character in the story, said, well, I'm going to dig. And he dug and he dug and he dug. And he got so mad that he couldn't find anything that he threw his spade or something, and he started attacking the little statue here. It was made out of adobe. Anyway, he broke it open and all the gold poured out. That's the American folklore story. Because what the farmer would do, the rich farmer would do when he didn't bury his gold, he would put all the gold in the mouth of the statue. It was such an interesting little story. I was reading this book this book is American Folklore and Legend. I had to read the story before I cut it up. Meri said this is going to, it's going to be good to see how Meri is going to enlarge her spine. Well, let's do that right now, because I have done this several times before. What I do is I cut out the spine itself, and Angie, I think Angie's in bed. Angie's doing her Angie nap, and I just cut the spine off. And I could turn this over and use it, but I cut another larger spine, and I could mount this on a larger spine. I have some of that cardboard, and I just measure out a larger spine and tape it all back together again. We'll do that here. This journal will not get done in this stream. It's 5:57. I better stop doing this, and we're going to have our giveaways. We're going to have our giveaways. We'll do this after the giveaway. I decided I was going to give away, and both international and US are welcome to play in the giveaways, because I do think I have 5 of these work basket charts in here to give away. I got a whole stack of these at a thrift store for 25 cents a piece. I'm leaving the label on there. I hope that's not tacky, but each one has something in it. I haven't pulled it all out, so it has something in each one that you can use in your journaling. I've got 5 of those that I'm going to give away. And let me reach for the sampler here, because I piled all this stuff on top of it. All of this ephemera and stuff is going to go in my desk journals while I'm enlarging the spine. Let me move this down. The sampler's here somewhere. The sampler's here, honest. It's underneath of all. This is the count. These are the calendar pages I'm going to put in there, and this is what I'm going to use for the spine. Let me put these down here. Oh, there it is. There's the sampler. You see, it took me 6 o'clock till 6 o'clock to pull all that out. Now I need a sheet of paper to write down the winners. Kathy Whitney won this for Janet Nash last night. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that Kathy thought to put in Janet's number. All right, we got a piece of paper. Let me get set up here. Should have a pen in here someplace. Sherry Van says, yes, you should. And I keep pulling out a new one and pulling the wax off of it. So this is the New Year's Eve. If you're lurking out there, if you can get out of, crawl out underneath those covers, jump out of the balcony, jump out of bed, come in here. We're going to have the giveaway. This is New Year's Eve Streamathon. Well, I guess it's 2022 Streamathon. This is a hashtag. The hashtag for the Streamathon is hashtag NYE 2022 Streamathon. That's our hashtag that you'll see, Streamathon, for this year's Streamathon. And this is the giveaway. And I like to date it because I'll run across these and say, when did I do that? So this is 12/30/2022. We're giving away 2 things. We're going to give away the sampler. I'll put CM Carol McDonald sampler. And I kind of like to record the number and who won it and what their number was. I will do both USA and international on this. So you're all welcome to play. Don't want to leave out our international friends. And then I'm also giving away 5 of these work basket envelopes and with the pattern inside. And it has an address on there. I imagine this person has probably passed away. But it does have, she had joined that work basket club. Here you're getting bibs. But you can use this in your art journal. This one is bibs. This one is, it looks like these embroidery patterns here. And this one looks like you can do a flower and maybe doilies. And this one's crochet. But if you don't crochet, you can still use the pattern in your art journaling. And this one looks like this needlework with an eagle. And yeah, this has a Statue of Liberty. But this one's more USA related. And it feels kind of thin in there. Let's see what's in there. I want it to go. This one, I think I'll take, because this is more, somebody international wins that. Let's get another one out. It's right behind me. And there's not much of a pattern in there. No, I put them in this. Let me grab this folder. I threw them behind me here. Let me grab another one out that has, and maybe I should check those others. Be patient. Have patience. Have patience. Don't be in such a hurry. What's this one? Oh, here's a sampler. Here's a sampler, and let's see that it actually has something in it that you can use. Well, it has instructions. It has crocheted doilies. This is more of a crochet doily pattern here, but still, I'm going to leave it in this and give it away. The sampler pattern is not in there, but you have a doily pattern here. And you can use this in your art journaling. But I would have to look in every envelope to see if I even have that pattern. What was in here was what was in here when I got them at the thrift store. So let's check these. Have patience. This one has a pattern, and why not send a year subscription to a friend? Well, we're going to send the whole packet to a friend. That one has some sort of a pattern. It may not be what's on here, but I never control that. It's what was in here when I bought it at the thrift store. This one has a pattern and some, looks like she added some extra ephemera in here. Isn't that beautiful? But I don't know if it matches this. But like I said, you can use these in your art journaling, your junk journals and stuff. They only cost me 25 cents a piece. I'm checking to see if there's patterns in here. I don't want you to feel cheated if you get it. This one has a booklet. I feel like, well, it has this in it. Let's set this aside, and maybe I'll find a loose pattern and put in there. Because there's some loose patterns in this stack. And this has another little work basket and a pattern. So let me go in through this and see if I can find a pattern to put in that. And right up here at the top, maybe. Well, I don't know what it is. See, this was priced separately. So we're just gonna tuck it in there. Let me throw this back behind me. Have patience. I'm gonna take this one away because that's more for the people in the States would want. I'm gonna leave the price tag on there. You guys can deal with that. And let's see what this pattern is, just because I'm curious. We'll show you. Oh, it's a big one. And you can see how it's aged around the edges and around the folds. It's a red work type thing. And it's doilies. It's doilies. So you can use the aged paper, if anything. And it has another little work basket. Where is the envelope here? It has... And this has doilies, but they don't match this one. But we'll put these. You get another little work basket magazine in there. That's what was in it. Looks like some cross stitch, some old. Not everyone has this in it. A couple of them do. But you'll get the whole pack. Whoever wins this will get all 5 envelopes. I didn't say I was fast at this. So I'm going to put work basket patterns. Work basket patterns. And envelopes. She must have had a subscription to them, this lady. So the giveaway, there are 62 people in here. Welcome everybody who's come in. I haven't been watching the chat, so new people that have come in, if I haven't welcomed you by name, thank you for coming in. Bless your heart. And we're going to make the range for both of these 1 to 200 because I like to give a lot of flexibility to give people a chance to get their numbers. Don't put in any numbers until I put in the go. I want to kind of talk about this. In my giveaways, it's okay with me if you need to change a number, but get it changed before the stop. It's okay for me if you want to play for somebody else, like Kathy Whitney played for Janet Nash last night. I think I will say in these giveaways for today only, please only play for one other person. If 2 different people play for the same person, that's okay. 2 different numbers, 2 different people, same person is okay for me. If you know, let's see, what else? The person, when I do a sequence number generator, it'll give me a column of numbers 1 to 200. I'm only going to do that once. The very top number, the person that is closest to that number without going over, you know the story, will win it. And then the second number down, the very first, if you win it, you're not going to get this one. We'll go to the next person that's closest. I'm going to take the next number down. So the first 2 numbers, well, I'm only going to do one generate. I'm not going to generate more than once. It'll give me a column numbers. The first number will go for this giveaway. The second number will go for this giveaway. The range is 1 to 200 for both of them. And everybody's welcome to play. Don't chat during the giveaway because there are enough people in here that we don't want it to scroll off. If you need to delete your number, watch for duplicates. 1 number only for yourself. 1 number only for yourself, but you can pick numbers for somebody else, and just do that once. Don't pick for Sally here and then put in another one for Jane. Just one person you can pick once for one person. But if the same person gets picked by 2 different people, we'll keep it. So I try to be flexible. Don't put any numbers until I put in the go. And I'm going to do that right now. So the range is 1 to 200. Don't put any numbers till you see my go. It takes me a minute because I'm slow. Last night when I was doing it, I put in the range and then I said stop. All right, hold on. Okay, there you go. Go. Oz, you got your number in. Oz, put your number in again. There she goes. All right, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go out to Random.org and set it up. I should be able to get out there. I'll have to refresh it. And I like to show you guys as it chooses here. Let me get rid of my notifications. Here we were looking at Maltese dogs. I've got 28 tabs opened. Where's my, let's go to, there's Random.org sequence. Let's hit that. And this is from a previous drawing, all these numbers. I do a go back and it refreshes it. And I need to type in 1 to 200. And that's all I need to do. And then I'm going to darken it so you guys can see better. Darken my screen a little there. And come back into the chat. How you guys doing? Hold the chat. Hold the chat. I'll give you a little bit more time, and I'm going to have a sip of that tea that I put behind me here. Yeah, I'd like to get this desk book all done this weekend. It's going to be my weekend project, so I want to be able to work on it. And then I'm going to go out and see if I can't find some of Dee Dee's. I know she's shown her desk books before. Probably has it in a playlist under journals or something. And I'll probably write in it, put, little notes. Kind of different than the Society of Idea Collector is more of a where you collect your ideas and put down inspirations, maybe things you want to keep track of, mind mapping. That's more Society of Idea Collector. This other thing is like quotes, things you want to remember. Maybe you saw a really interesting video from somebody else, and or maybe I want to remember something like Oz said that she was with the first Streamathon was in 2012, and I think that's really interesting. I don't know if Jean the Musical Scrapper hosted it over on Streamathon, but are we all got all the numbers in? Are you guys checking any duplicates out there? But things like that I want to remember, things that I learned. I learned the difference between Mata Hari and Tokyo Rose this week. I had them mixed up. Okay, let me do a countdown. She did host it, Oz said. Yeah, Jean the Musical Scrapper was one of the first hosts, and she hosted it over here on YouTube for a couple years too, I think. And it's quite a challenge to host something like this. It's an administrative challenge for sure. And, and it's getting people all lined up, but it's also contacting people, and, it's a real challenge. Sending out, making sure the schedules get out, and the most recent schedule's out, and somebody needs to change here, somebody needs to change there, setting up a hashtag. So I did it for a couple years, and now Lori took it over this year, and bless her heart for doing that. We would not have had a Streamathon this year if it would not have been for Paintgirlee. All right, I'm going to do the countdown. Yeah, you were all on Ustream back then, Oz says. Okay, 10. If you don't have a number in, check for duplicates. Get your numbers in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome. Thank you, Mina. Thank you, Tina. 2. 2. 2. Hi, Angie. You all got your numbers in? I see a few more coming in. I leave a little bit of time because I know some of you are international and there is a lag. 2. Oz said yes. Jean did host over on Ustream, she thinks. All right, here goes. 1. Let me type in the stop. If I can. I do a lot of pecking on my screen here. Okay, stop. 4 is taken, Angie. Angie, do you want another number? We'll give Angie, because Tina just saw that. Angie, do you want to put in another number? Okay, let me Let me remove my, and I'll move my stop. Anybody else? Anybody else? Did you see any other duplicates out there? Okay, let me refresh here. Get rid of the... Okay. All right, here goes. Was 44 taken? All right, let's go to... Wait a minute, I saw something there. Hold on. What did that say? Oh, good luck. Good luck, everyone. All right. I'm on random org sequence number generator, and it is set up for, let me get it here, 1 to 200. And it's going to generate one column, and we're going to use the top number for the sampler, and the second number will be for the work basket. The 5 work baskets. It says, have patience, be patient, because Mary's doing this. Get sequence. And the numbers are 79 and 53. So who's closest to 79? 79, and then for the work basket numbers, it's 53. Who is closest without going over? Oops, I turned my chat off here. Let's get back into it. Come on, Meri. And let's refresh my chat and turn my, and get back on the red dot. Am I on the red dot? Yes. And let me turn my lights up here. Got to turn the lights on so I can read it. Arlene says, good morning, Aunt Beck. Oh my God, 133 and abide by, just behind those two. Okay. 79 for Angie. Which Angie? Which Angie? We got more than one Angie. Tell me which Angie. For Angie Brown? For Angie Brown. Oh, she'll love this. Oh, Angie. She's in bed. She's sleeping through the whole thing. And I'm taking your guys. I trust you more than I trust me. Did Tina win the other one? Did Tina win the work basket one? What was Tina's number? What did Angie have? 75? 75. And somebody put that in there. Was that you, Tina, who put in Angie? Somebody's put in Angie's number. Tina, did you win? Did you put in Angie? I'll have to go back and check. Tina, if you send me, yeah, Tina put in Angie's number. If you send me, I don't have your address, I don't think, unless you're in Fibdiggity. I need your address. I'll send you like a little postcard or something like that. A thank you for doing that for Angie. Send Tina. I need your address though. Need Tina's address. And I'll work on that this weekend too. Maybe I'll paint you a little postcard. Just a little thank you, because I want to do that for Kathy Whitney too. She chose Janet Nash. And did you win? Did Tina win the other one? 75 for Angie. Who won the second one? Mina says she has 70. Almost. Mina has 70. Wait a minute. But Angie had 75, so Angie is closer to 79 than Mina. Right? Right? I want to make sure I have it right here. Mina had 70 and Tina put in a number for Angie at 75. The top number was 79. So it goes to Angie. You were close, Mina. You were close. Keep playing. Who won the work basket one? Mina says she has 70. The second number is 53. We're going to the second number down, Mina. We're not using, this number is already taken. We use this number on the top one. Maybe that's what Mina means. The second number on the column is 53. Who's closest to 53? Angie Bassett had 44. Angie Bassett? Was it Angie Bassett? No, Mina did not win the second prize. Although I will send one to Mina because I like Mina. Send one work basket pack to Mina. And maybe I'll make your tassel, Mina. I won't guarantee I'll get that eraser to you, but I wanted for the longest time to make a tassel for Mina. And so I'm going to send that, plus maybe I'll try to get that done this weekend. I'm going to be in here arting all weekend. But we used this number, and I think I explained that ahead of time, that the top number was going for the first drawing, and the second number down was going to the second drawing. So the second number was 53. Who won it? Angie Bassett? Angie, do I have, she's closest with, what was your number, Angie? Let's go back and see, because I like to record that. Angie had 44. Oh, we let Angie in. We let Angie in. You got to get that. Angie, I don't think I have your address, and I don't think I have Tina's. Angie, I have Mina's. I'm going to send one work basket to Mina, and I'm going to try to make her tassel this weekend. And Tina, I need your address because I want to send you a thank you. Maybe I'll send you a work basket. I'll send Tina a work basket because I got plenty of them, and I want to get them used. Work basket. So Tina, get your address to me. Angie, get your address to me. I think I might have an old one for Angie Bassett, but I want an update. So I need addresses for Tina and Angie, and I have Mina's. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and playing. This has been fun. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations. The work basket is at the thrift store, Aaron, I had, the work basket used to be a Needlework magazine. Gosh, they were popular even into the 70s. I don't know when they first started publishing, but they published magazines, but they also had these little project subscriptions that you could subscribe to. And what you get in here, I found a whole stack of these at the thrift store. I paid 25 cents a piece for them. I think I paid about $7 for the entire stack. Let me open this up and show it again. Now, I will not guarantee that the pattern is same as this, because it's whatever was in the envelope, but I will try and make sure every envelope has a pattern. I will not make sure that every envelope has this. These are not in every envelope. But I will make sure that every envelope has a pattern, and it's like an embroidery pattern or a pattern for a project. I think this is a red work. I think I opened this up, but it's aged paper. You can use this in your journals, your junk journals. Look at, and you know, and it's been dearly loved. And see, it's a work basket. You can hardly see the red work on here. So these are for doilies. There's some kitty cats on here. Becky, maybe I'll throw one of these in your giveaway, because Becky's been so good to me. So has Mina, by the way, and Riri, and all of you have. But there we go. One of these is going to go to Tina for picking Angie Brown's number. Angie Brown gets the sampler. I do not have Angie's address, but I will get it. I'm sure I can get it from Keisha, or Angie will. If Angie pops back in, if she wakes up and pops back in and I miss her, well, there she says she's going back to sleep. Angie, wake up. Oh, Arlene was going back to sleep. No, it says Angie. I'm going back to Angie. Don't go back to sleep. I need your address. Thank you, Becky. Becky says congratulations to the winners. I need Angie Brown's address. I need Tina's address. And I need Angie. The Angie's won. All the Angie. I don't know if I spelled Angie right for Angie Bassett. All the Angie's won. This is an Angie day. Angie, wake up. I need your address. And Angie Bassett, I need yours. All right. That was fun. It took me a half an hour. Well, maybe 20 minutes, because it took me 10 minutes to set it up. Thank you for your patience. And I'll try to do more little giveaways, things that I can put in an envelope. I was thinking I'd make some samplers, because I like to do needlework. And this, honestly, once you get started, is not hard. Wouldn't it be fun to have a sampler giveaway every month? I don't know if I could honor that, but I could do a quilt square. And, I might find things like this at the thrift store. So I might be doing more giveaways. And my rule is for 2023, you guys remind me, because you know how I get. I'm not going to have a giveaway until I have a giveaway ready to give. I am so bad at starting a project and say, oh, I'm going to give these all away. And then I'm struggling to get them all done so I can give them away. So I'll get these out next week. Janet Nash gets one. And I might throw some work basket in Becky's, because Becky has been so good to me over the years. Let's see. What did I do with the cover of this book? I want to go back and work on my book. Where did I put it? Did I put it over here? Yes. I am working on this. And so I am on now and for about another hour. Janet, there's Janet. You missed the giveaway. Oh, Janet, did you get a number in there, Janet? I just noticed you. Good morning, Janet Baum, Janet USA. Good morning. Even a smaller square is great to add to a cover or a journal page. Yeah, that's a great idea, Lori. I'm going to be joining that Daniela Mellon's slow stitching 2023, and maybe I'll be making some things from that. Now, you guys, guess what? I ordered new Yes Paste. It'll be here in a week. But I still have some of the old. I'm going to put this on before I ink it up. And if I do a bad job of it, well, I can live with it. I can live with distressed stuff. I'm hoping that my archival ink will stick on too, especially if I hit it with the heat gun, because this paper is kind of glossy. Let me get my paste out. I'm getting down to the bottom, but I ordered a new one of these just this past weekend, the 32-ounce ones. And I looked at it on Amazon and I said, oh, that's kind of expensive. It was, what, $37, I think. And I have Prime, so I didn't have shipping. So I went over and looked on Dick Blick. And Dick Blick, if you're interested, now Dick Blick will have free shipping if you reach a certain amount. And I think it was like $75 or something, $65. And I didn't want to spend all of that just to get free shipping for the Yes Paste. But the Yes Paste itself was on sale over on Dick Blick. I forget the percentage, but it was a nice sale. So if you order from Dick Blick and you have enough that you want from Dick Blick, and if you're ready for some Yes Paste like I am, not everybody likes this, but I like it. Or it might be something else over there. They're having a clearance sale going on at Dick Blick. So check them out too. But by the time I got this, and I did not order enough to get free shipping at Dick Blick, even with the sale, it would have been, maybe $3 or $4 more than what I would have got at Amazon with free shipping. So it kind of balanced itself out, but I went ahead and got it from Amazon. And you guys know I like my Yes paste. Not everybody likes it, and that's fine. Everybody has different things that they like to use. I have my palette knife here. Now I'm going to put this on. I think I'll put my Yes paste on the book itself. I have enough here that I can just put the paper on over it. Oh, I was going to split the spine. Thank you for reminding me. What did I do with my knife? We're gonna make a wider spine. And what I'm gonna do is take this one off and put a cardboard one in between. And I think a 3-inch will be kind of too large for this size of journal. But boy, I could use a 3-inch one. I think I'll cut a 3-inch one and see how it looks. Because you saw everything I was going to put in it. And I want pages in it. And these fly pages are going to get cut off. Let's just take them out. I'd like to keep the fly pages if I possibly can. But this time I can't. I took them out. This is the inside cover. And we're just going to take the spine off of here. See, I got this for $1.99. Probably, I think I may have gotten this one. Usually Goodwill says Goodwill. This says Goodwill. It has the G on it. All right, there's that. Now we need to take this one off. And I'll be working on this weekend, but I also want to get things out for the giveaway, because I'll get those. If you get your addresses to me, I need Angie Bassett's and Angie Brown's address. I need Tina's address. Get your addresses in to me. Let me put my address. But you have to scroll down pretty far to find it. .MERI. Is that it? Go back one. ATELIER@gmail. Send. There's my email address. If you need my email address, it's just my channel name at Gmail, and I get my channel email at that address. You sent yours in early in Messenger? Oh, that's okay, Tina. I'll get it in Messenger. I check that all the time. I need Angie Brown's address, and I need Angie Bassett's address. Now, let's just kind of smooth this off a little. And this will kind of be on the inside, so the rough edges don't really. Now, I'm going to cut my cardboard at 3 inches. And then 3 inches is, I think I can, no, that's 2 inches there. What is 2.5? 2.5 is there. I think 2.5 is probably as wide as 3. I think it's going to be too much. Maybe even, yeah, I think I'll make it about 2.5 inches, because I'm going to have a lot to put in here. And these have to go, this is the front, and this is the back. So these go up to the top. So let's get my cardboard out. Did I put that down below too? I think my cardboard is in the stack of papers here that I have. Let me pull out a piece of cardboard. Is it in there? What did I do with the cardboards? Hold the phone till I find my cardboard. What did I do with them? No. This is what Meri does when she streams. she gets things out to use, and she sets it all out, and then it disappears. Where'd they go off to? I want my cardboards. Well, I have other cardboard. Let's just, that cardboard, no. I had that whole stack of cardboards. Well, let's use, I'm about done with this. I only got one sheet left in this. Let's use this. It's a nice strong cardboard. I'll probably have to cut it with my, let me take the paper and the cover off. I've only got one sheet left of, there. I've only got one sheet left of this. I also ordered more of this. This is kind of expensive, but I do like it. I think I got this as Hobby Lobby, and I probably got it 40% off, and it was $17 for 24 sheets. This Bristol board, Strathmore. But you take that at 40% off, was probably about $9 or $10 for it. But I like to use it for paper dolls and postcards and things like that. The Bristol board is a nice strong paper. Now I need my cutting board. Mary's going, where's my cutting board? Found that pretty easy. And I think I said 2.5 inches. And I don't think I can cut this. It's too strong to cut with my trimmer. Even though I have a titanium blade in it. But we're just going to mark this at, I just don't have enough room on my desk. 2.5 inches here. We're going to mark it first. And congratulations to everybody that wins. That is one. And Becky, I'm going to throw a couple work basket in your box, in your package, as a thank you. Becky has, I have so many things from Becky. She is such a, and not only me, Becky is such a generous person. She's always sending out hearts of love and happy mail, postcards, ATC. She's always, this is a thank you to Aunt Bex for everything she's done. And not just for me. She's good at it. She doesn't dawdle like Meri does. Meri's slow. All right. And let's put the lid back on this while I'm putting this. I forgot that I needed to put the spine on it. All right, so I'm going to cut this for the spine. And let's put it like this. And let's turn this, kind of angle it. So, well, no, I don't have enough room. I can't angle it. I'm going to have to put it like this. Maybe I can, here, let's put this over here. Let's turn this like that. There we go. That gives me enough cutting. I need a 8-foot desk. 5 by 8. And we're going to use my, I probably should snap the blade in here. Can you guys close your eyes while I snap the blade? Because I've used this several times to open packages. And what you do, you just push it up a little till it gets the little crease in there. And then you just hold on. There's no way that that's going to fly off on you if you hold on to it. I might need it up just a little. And you hold on to it. And I always turn my face. And you snap it just like that, and there it is right in here, and I throw that right over here in my litter bag so I don't step on it. It's caught on my plier. Now I have a nice sharp blade. I love these utility blades. I don't have to take the blade out to do it. It's kind of a close your eyes and snap game, but and I'm not watching chat. I hope my mods are watching for me. I appreciate all my mods in here. Janet, love you for coming in. I think Arlene and Rhonda were in here earlier. I like to make a lot of mods if I trust you, because I like you to have the ability to drop a link to somebody if you want during chat without having to say, would you put this link in for me? We used to be able to do that until it got abused by some people we don't even know. And I'm just having to do this several times because it's pretty thick. And we'll get through it here. Even with a sharp blade, a sharp new blade, it's this Bristol board backing is pretty. And I'm getting there. Hold on. And I'm going to have to cut it the other way too to shorten it up, but this is a pretty strong piece of cardboard. And it's always right here at the top and right at the bottom that I have to get in deeper. All right, let's see where I am here. I'm about through it here. Just see if I can't get it. And it's pretty stubborn. It's pretty thick, hard stuff here. It will be a good spine. It's up in here that it's not. Right there. It's being stubborn there. It's probably made with different particle board in there. It's pretty strong cardboard. But I'm about through it. Right in here. There we go. There we go. Now this. Let's turn this. Can I turn it around here? Come through at it this way. Get my blade in there. Now that's not working. It's always right at the top that I don't get it cut very deep. And I have to go in and kind of chip away at it. There we go. Boy, that's a nice, strong cardboard. Now, we have to measure it out for the length. And I think I'll make it the exact length of the book, which is, let me get this pushed up. Well, let's put this on a line. We'll put that on a line. Is it on it? Up here. As much as I can. And put this on a line. And let's get put a mark here. Don't move it, Meri. Right there. So we need to cut this off. And then I'll take double-sided tape, and I'll probably put my double-sided tape on the outside because I'll be putting that paper on, and that will help hold my paper on. And I'll put it on the inside too, but I won't peel it off of the inside. Let's cut this down. So I am making my project for the Streamathon, and I'm only going to be on till 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. My project for the Streamathon is this desk journal for 2023. And I'm going to be working on this all weekend. I'm also be getting my giveaways ready to go. because I want to get those mailed out. We're going to town on Tuesday. My brother, if the weather permitting. I thought I saw we were getting some more bad weather. I don't know if it's going to affect us. Weather permitting, we're going to town on Tuesday. We have a post office here locally, but I prefer to take it to the main post office. Well, this is a main post office for our little town, but I prefer to take it to a larger post office. My preference. I'm about through this. Letters and bills and stuff like that I mail from here. But packages and stuff I like to take to the main post office. Just my preference. Boy, that's a nice strong piece. That'll make a nice cluster. All right, so I'm that far. And well, let's get the, we don't need this anymore. It's in my way. Let me put it back underneath where I can find it the next time I need it. This will go here. And I think I'll do it this way because I want this. And then when I put the tape here, I'll leave the release paper on it until I'm ready to do the inside. And this one will go this way. And I need my double-sided carpet tape, which is just right over here within reach with a whole bunch of pins through it. I'm using it as a pin holder here. See, I'm using it as a pin holder. Let's put the pins in there. I'm going to get out a cigar box or a box and put all those pins in it. All right. So I'm going to do this one at a time here. In here. Thank you all for coming and attending the Streamathon. I hope you all have a really good time this weekend. Now, let's put it this way first. Yeah, let's use this little thing to keep it from rolling. And let me get a piece of release paper out. I save my release papers because let me tell you, if you try to cut this with no release paper, you gum up your scissors anyway, but it's a lot easier if you put a piece of release paper on it. And I'm going to cut it with, I didn't bring my, I found my old red scissors that I like to use for this. But I don't know if I want to use those. There are my scissors. I had them earlier. Here they are. We're going to use these. I piled up that box full of stuff. And let's see, how is this? Let's bring it right here. I think I'll bring it up a little because I'll snip that side too. Let's move this release paper down a little. Yeah, this is why you need release paper. You need it to release. I'm going to move it down here a little. I'm going to give myself plenty of room to cut this. Because I'm not sure about this up here. And we'll cut this right in here. And I'll cut another one while I'm here, the same size. I really need 4 of these. So we'll just move that up there. Pull this off. Put it down in here. And I'm making it a little bit longer. I can always use the leftover. I'm making it a little longer. And it wants to do its own thing. Let's pull off another strip of paper. Put it right in here. This is strong stuff. This is strong stuff. All right, so there's 2. Let me cut it. Where'd I put the scissors? You can tell how coordinated I am. Yep, I'm coordinated, all right. All right, we're going to cut this here. I'm making it a little longer because I can always snip off. And it's harder to put stuff back on. All right, let's put this one up here. This one is hooked onto this already. Let's tear it off. See what happens? But I think that'll be okay. It's got enough stickum on it that it won't hurt it. Let's put that up there. Let's get rid of my knife. Maybe I'll do the other 2 later because it's getting sticky here. Let's do the other 2 in a minute. All right. So we're going to put the spine like that. I mean, the book cover, the spine goes on here. And you want to leave a little gap, you know, that story. Leave about 1/8 of an inch gap in there for it to maybe even a little, about 1/8 of an inch gap for it to turn. And then you take this, kind of get it straight as you can, and plop it down here. Just like, did I move it? I think I'll be okay. Just like that. And it has enough room to, in fact, it probably has a lot of room, but I'll be putting another strip here. And this will all get covered up. Now I can, let's show you this while I'm here. I have done this before on my books. I have this on a book page, but I'm going to use this to illustrate. If I want to save that image off of my book cover, and if it's glued down, I have found that if I take my knife and you don't cut all the way through, you just make a slit in here. This is going to get covered up with that paper, that project paper. So I made a slit. You have to have it deep enough that you can find it. I might do more than one slit here. Let's press down a little. You don't want to go clear through it. But you do that on all 4 sides. And say you wanted to save this picture. This one, I'm not so crazy about. I already have it. But I'm just doing it to show you. Make a slit on all 4 sides. Don't go all the way through. Just make a shallow slit, enough to get your palette knife under. And you put your palette knife under, and most of the time you can work these off. It depends on how they glued it. I've done this on some other National Geographic. I wanted the border of the National Geographic, but I didn't want all the printing on the cover. Now, let's see if I can get my palette knife. Where did I do? Here it is. And you take your palette knife, and you have to find a good opening here. And just put your palette knife right under it, just like a spatula, and just work it off. And it will come off where you put your, this one's coming off nice. It will come off where you put your cuts. And just kind of go under it. Be careful. Sometimes they don't come off as nice as this one's coming off. This one's coming off pretty nice. And like I said, I'm not as crazy about this picture. I already have it in the book and the story. I told you the story of this earlier. I'm not going to repeat it. It's kind of a cute folklore story. It's sad that the rich farmer had to die, though. He saved all his money he didn't want anybody to steal it. So he hid it. You should have given it to his kids. Maybe he didn't have any kids. I don't know. He could have given it to charity. All the bandits, and even after they hung him, the bandits hung him, and he didn't get to enjoy his riches. See? Now you have a fussy cut image. And I do kind of like the front cover. I hope you guys are patient with me because I'm going to take this one off. And sometimes I'll like the image, but I won't like the, I won't want that title on my, or sometimes I'll want the title and I'll leave the title and cut out the images around it. Sometimes I'll want the border. This border is kind of coming way down into here though. But let's cut this one out just for the fun of it. I might use it in here somewhere. So get my, and I'm going to leave the border. It's all going to get covered up anyway, but I need some space. And I think I'll leave the Reader's Digest because I'm just illustrating how I do it. And just make you don't cut all the way through. You just make a shallow cut. Enough to get your palette knife under there. Like that. And do that on all 4 sides. And then you've got a nice fussy cut to put in your... Now these books that we use and we disassemble, most of them have come from library sales. And most of them, if they don't sell, they'll get destroyed. So you book lovers out there, I love books too, but I love books enough to want to recycle them and upcycle them, especially if they're destined for the recycle bin. And most of the things we get at thrift stores and library sales are if they don't get sold in a certain amount of time, they get destroyed. Because can't keep it all around. And when we make our junk journals like this and our altered books, we are giving this book a new life. We're giving it a new life and a new enjoyment. It's giving us enjoyment, and after we get done with it, maybe somebody in our family will get it. It might be given to Goodwill. See how I'm getting my palette knife under there? This is coming off. They don't all come off this easy. Sometimes you have trouble getting this off, but this is a nice technique of how to, and I'm not watching chat. I hope my mods are watching for me. Watching for me for the trolls and everything. Saying welcoming each other. I appreciate how you guys take care of each other when I get into doing stuff like this, because I'm not good. Some people are really good. Janet Nash is good at that too. Very seldom does Janet Nash miss talking to somebody who pops in, or at least welcoming them. And Laura, Jersey Laura, I don't see her streaming anymore, but she was good at it. And me, I have to either chat or art. It's hard for me to watch the chat and art at the same time. I'm just not that good. So now I can get this bent back enough that I can get my palette knife in the middle. And you just kind of, you use it like a flat spatula. You're just going like that underneath. You're not digging it down. You're not trying to pull the pie out. You're just running it under like you were scraping off drippings off of a pan or something. And you're just getting, oops. Be careful though, because you can jab yourself with this stuff. I haven't yet. I don't think I've cut myself yet I burned myself. I burned myself with the hot glue. I burned myself with wax and hot crayon. Hot glue can really sting when you burn yourself with hot glue. It's like burning yourself with sugar, almost. Let's see if I can get in here. Try to keep your hand out of the way. You got to hold it, but try to keep your hand out of this direction and you won't. Keep it out of the way. You won't hurt yourself. But this is a way to save. If you have images on the front cover, it's a way to save it if you want to use it later, or if you just want it off for some reason. This is a way to do it. Let me hold on to it here. And seems like it's glued really good in here. There, I'm getting through it here. I'm almost through it here. There we go. So now I got some images that I can fussy cut. Now, kind of get the, and you can sand this down if you feel a need to. I'm just going to kind of scrape at it here. Get the little paper shards away. Now, I did the back cover here. Let's do the front cover. This may be all, well, I've got a half an hour to go here. I may get the cover covered on the outside. Let's see, this is the inside. We want this one, and it really doesn't matter. But this is the top, and this is the top where she put her addresses. And I'm pretty sure this lady has passed away, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Address showing. And we're going to use this double-sided tape that I cut. And I'm just going to, I've got a little gap in there. Probably got a bigger gap over on the other side, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. And we're just going to plop this down on here. And this is strong tape. It will hold it really good. Now, when I cover my book on the inside, when I put my signature in, what I'll do is, I don't know what I did with that spine, but just say Dee Dee here is my spine, square spine, square rectangle like this, the shape of my cardboard. I'll sew my signatures onto this, and it will have material or paper that comes out this wide, probably this wide, and I'll sew all my signatures in, and I'll put double-sided tape on the back of this after I sew in my signatures. And then my cloth will hold, part of the double-sided tape will come down onto this, and then the front part will have fabric on it. And when I put my signatures in, just say this is the part that I've sewn the signatures on, like so. Say this is a signature, and it'll be stitched on down in there, and there'll be a cloth piece going across here, and there'll be double-sided tape on the back of this, and then I'll just tape it down that way, and then I'll have my book signatures in. That's how I bind these, how I've been binding them recently. Now, the other thing I want to do before I put my cover on here is I want to trim these, and I want to put some more double-sided tape here. Just make it pretty strong. Let's go ahead and trim these off, get them out of the way. And this will not have a handmade tassel coming through here. I like to do that too on my other journals. But this is way too thick to make a tassel right with the binding. So don't worry, I'm not going to be doing that with this. I might put a tassel on it. This is not cutting this too well. My scissors are not, they're dollar store scissors here. And Riri says, I sent you a scissors sharpener, Mary. Use it. It's up there, Riri. And I could probably sharpen these dollar store scissors with it. I don't think I can sharpen my Tim Holtz scissors with it, because I don't want to ruin the serrated edges. Now, that'll come there. And, see, and I already have, what did I do with it? I have a piece of double-sided tape here that I can use on an ATC or something. Let's save these. Let's trim this off. You're going to get this done this weekend, right, Meri? I'm going to work on it pretty constant while I'm listening to streams. That one came off pretty easy. Another piece of double-sided tape. Thank you all for popping in this morning. I know for a lot of you it was way early in the morning, but I certainly do appreciate the support, and I know all the other streamers will. Would somebody, I know we're not toward the end, but you could do it now and maybe later put Rebecca's channel. She'll be streaming after me. So get that ready to pop it in, or you can put it in now, you can put it in later, but it'll be the link to the next person in the Streamathon. I think it's Rebecca. You can check the schedule. All right, so now let's put this out of the way. Well, I have to measure out my tape here. Let's measure out my tape. Get my tape out here, and we want to do the same thing on the front. Let's pull this off. See how strong this tape is? It's very strong stuff. It's very sticky and strong. And I'm going to leave, let's see, I think I'm going to put another piece on here because that's not very big. Let's put another piece here just to protect my scissors. And I like to leave a little overlap. Let go of my fingers. Leave a little overlap. It's easier to handle. And you can always use the leftover tape. So I'm going to cut it. And I put the release paper on the back side because it's so much easier to cut. Your blades don't stick to this. All right, let's do another one about this size, if I can. About this side. Let's move this over a little so I have some room. Put that there. And, oh, I'll have just enough. Let's get this out of the way. Well, I think what I'm going to do is tear a little of this off and put up here. And put this one here. These are for the outside of it. And let's trim this one off. Maybe down here a little. Give it enough room. See how easy that snips? Now I can put this away. And I have a little piece of double-sided tape there that it can open up pretty easy. See, I'm about ready to get a new row. I think I have a new row, but I have a Menards rebate coming. My brother had to buy a storm window. Should be coming in February. But when he paid for it, I got a nice little rebate from that. And I'll take that and buy some double-sided tape. Let's put my knife away. It's 7-11 here. It's 7-11. I'm only going till 7:30. All right, we're going to put this one down in here. Right in here. And welcome to folks that I didn't get to welcome in because I'm busy off in my little world here arting. And that's what we want you to do, to watch the streams, to craft along with us, to art along with us. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's put this one in here. And it has some working time in here, but if you peel it off, you risk doing this. So I'm just going to crease this here. It won't matter too much. The tape will kind of flatten itself out. See, I can kind of press that crease out a little. And we're going to glue that project paper down over this on the front. And I'll have to think about what I want to put down on the back. I haven't chosen. I might put some fabric on the back, on the inside. I haven't chosen that yet. Or I might put this, I've got this postcard. That might go in here. I think that would go nice. So I'll probably put this on the inside. But I probably won't get it done this morning. I'll get it done this weekend, maybe. That's my goal. To have a desk journal by Sunday evening when I go into Lori's. She'll say, did you get your desk journal done, Meri? And I'll say, well, I worked on it. Let's cut this off. And cut this one off. And any tape that's left over maybe here, when I put the inside pages in and then pull my paper over it, we'll take care of any tape that's hanging off to the edge. I don't think there's much here, but there might be a little sticky stuff there. And you guys have seen journals this made before. This isn't anything new. But I'll have a nice new journal desk book. I'm calling this a desk journal. And it's going to be a little bit different than an Society of Idea Collector journal in that I'm not really collecting ideas in here. I'm writing down thoughts, maybe things that happened during the stream that I want to remember while I'm streaming, things that you guys share with me. It's more of a, maybe I'll put Happy Mail in it, although I did make a Happy Mail journal along with Aunt Beck, made her Happy Mail journal. Of course, she's probably finished hers already, but mine is still in progress. So look, I got a gap here. Let's make sure it's all, oh, you know why I have a gap? Because I still have this on it. Let's pull my release papers now. Make sure that that's all glued down. I got a little release paper on here. Pull them out. And I throw these away now because they're, if I want more this size, I'll tear it. Because when I pull these off, I'll have a nice length of release paper. And I save them. I got to get these out here. It's not wanting to release. There we go. There we go. So just glue that down. Now I have found, I won't have a problem with this one, but let me show you here. I have my papers here. I have my, and it comes over. Now, if you were just going to put on the outside, I'm going to put an entire sheet of paper down here, so it won't matter. But sometimes I will put just a spine, like a piece of fabric across here. But I have found as I use the journal, even though I've allowed for this gap, sometimes it will pull in here. And sometimes through using it enough, sometimes it pulls right off of that tape. And I have to go back in and glue it down or whatever. So just be aware of that if you're thinking about doing something like this. If you glue it down, I would even recommend maybe putting some glue when you put down your, if you're putting down a separate spine, maybe like a black sheet of something, black cloth or something. After you put this down, leave enough that you can come in and glue it down on the sides. Just for, I've seen that happen on a couple of the journals that I've made. And even though I've left the gap in there, and I make sure that, you know, the fabric has enough room, I've cut a wide enough fabric, but sometimes it will pull through the using. Maybe it's because my pages alligator out. I don't know why it does that, but just as It's just something I've noticed, just passing that along to you. And it would help if you just leave just a little extra fabric on that, even after you put down your tape, and then just come along with some of your glue and glue that fabric down along these edges. Or you might have to do it later. So we're getting these taken off. I hopefully get my front cover done here. I don't know if I'll get the inside done. And I'm going to continue working on this, and I'm going to work on some envelopes for Happy Mail. Get my Happy Mail. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend while I'm listening to... I'd like to get out to the sewing machine too. I'm still working on Aunt Beck's bag that she made, I think it was last year. It might have even been the year before because I'm so slow. And I found some zippers I want to put in an inside pocket. So I'm working on the inside lining on that bag. And I'm learning from Becky on that one. These are glued down. These are glued down. Did I get these? These are, oh, these aren't. We got these to go. And pull these release papers up. But I'm not going to have this problem on this journal because I'm covering the whole page and it won't pull. It's only if you want, even if you use old fabric or even, I think I've used duct tape before and it will pull. It pulls off of the double-sided tape and you'll have a little gap of double-sided tape. And I think that happens when after I've added my signatures and the pages start to bulk out, it pulls on the spine. Let's pull this out here. Got a little paper in here. Come on. I might need my needle for this one. Come on, get the release paper off here. There we go. This was stuck on here. It's still not off. Well, maybe it is off in there. It was just that little part. Yeah. Okay, so now I want to flip it this way. This is the front. And that piece that I cut, I'm going to glue down. And I've got plenty of extra. And I think, let's see, I'd like to have these postmarks on the front cover, but I tore it here, so I'm going to have to put it this way. I still have postmarks. And I think I have some postmark stamps that I can also put on here. So I got my Yes paste out. And I got my palette knife. I like to use this wide palette knife. This is kind of a new one for me. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's a spatula type. I tell you, I use these palette knives to open envelopes. You saw me use it to pull that, get underneath that image here on the cover. I use it when I'm doing Crayola. I use the Crayola work. When I melt my crayons, I use the palette knife to spread the wax around and even to scrap. The crayons themselves have wax, but they have pigment in the wax. And when you melt your crayon down, I should be talking about crayons here. When you melt your crayon down, the pigment will kind of stick onto the surface. And then you can, if you don't want a real waxy surface, you can scrape off all that top wax and it'll leave the pigment there. And you can layer that. And I want to do more melty crayon, but not this morning. All right, so I'm just going to start here by reaching down to the bottom of the jar, and I probably use more. Let's go ahead and pull these off the front here. Let's pull the tape off, at least the front cover here. We're going to do this one side at a time. I'm going to pull that off, and see, I saved this. It'll come in handy just like it did for up at the top. I have a whole bunch of them that I've saved. put that back here. I quit putting so many pins in Penelope because she eats them. She eats them. So I probably put more Yes paste on my palette knife than I need to, but that's me. I call this glue stick in a jar, but you have to pull it. I like to spread it with the palette knife. And you want to get as much of the surface covered as you can. And I'm always having to go back and do the corners for some reason, but they are glued, but I think as the paper just kind of decides it wants to curl up or something, I'm always having to mend my corners and sides. And I don't mind. Let's put some more on here. I'll at least get the front cover, at least the paper down on it. And this is already sticky. I'm just putting a little paste on there. This is sticky. That's going to hold it fine. And I have also found that when you're gluing like this, be sure you get the center. Sometimes we're so concerned about getting the sides and the corners that we miss spots in the center. And when you put your paper down, it can bubble up if it doesn't have glue on it. So make sure you get the, and I can see where the glue is because I can see when I tip my head, I can see where the glue is. And one thing I like about Yes Paste is it has an open working time, so this stays sticky while I'm doing this. It's not a fast drying glue. If you want a fast drying glue, I think a lot of people, I don't have any of it. Someday I'm going to order me some of that art glitter glue. A lot of people like that art glitter glue to do their binding and everything. They say that it sticks good. I haven't used it. I've been using my dearly beloved Yes Paste. So just get all this. Now I don't have it in here too well, and down at the bottom here. And I'll probably have to go back and re-glue my edges. But just make sure it's all out to the, as much as you can. But I think when the paper, you glue this paper down, it tends to pull at the edge. All right, let's go ahead and, now this is where it gets a little tricky. But I think I need this paper wide enough that I can just plop it in here and still have a nice, let's pull this over a little onto my tabletop. Let me get you guys, you went minimal on me. You went small on me and I lost my chat. Let me get back into chat. I have 5 minutes left here. I'll probably just do this side. I don't have enough time to do the other side of this. I'll glue the rest of it. I'll probably have to take a little bit of a nap because I streamed last night and then I had to get up early this morning, so I'm tired. I think right in here would be good. I want to come out and say goodbye to everybody, so let's just glue this down and see it ends here and here. I have enough to fold over. And you could brayer this or just, you know, make sure it's all smoothed down. If you see a spot, like I see a little gap in there, this has enough working time that you can stretch it out, glue it down a little better. It has a working, that's what I like about, especially if I'm working with fabric. It has a working time to the Yes Paste, like if I want to pull it up again, like I just did. So I'm not going to glue the back side. I'm going to put the lid on this. I'm going to put this in my water. Put the lid back on this. I'll be using this again today, so I'm not going to bother with the wax paper because I don't know what I did with it. But you want to close up your Yes Paste after you're done using it. You don't want to leave it open because it will dry out. it will dry out just like a glue stick. You want to keep it covered. Alrighty. So let me come out. I got 3 minutes to say goodbye to everybody. Kimberly dropped in, to Laura's. Would somebody drop in the link to Rebecca's channel? Would one of you? That's where we're going next, to Rebecca's channel. Becca is next. The links are in my description box. I want to thank you all for coming. Congratulations to the winners of the work baskets, and Tina and Angie Bassett and Angie Brown. Be sure you get your address to me, because I can't send anything off if I don't have an address. Bye, everybody. Did somebody drop in the link there? Janet did. Bless your heart, Janet. Thank you so much for everybody who's been modding for me. Have a great Streamathon. Have a happy new year. And I will probably see you guys again on Sunday night. I'll pop in. Lori's going to be, and you'll see me face to face there, because I can't do a tabletop on that. So have a great Streamathon. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a great new Streamathon, and a happy new year, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Yay! And bless Paintgirlee. Bless her heart for taking this challenge on to host it. We love you, Paintgirlee, and we appreciate you. Bye, everybody.